Hello all. Today we are going to study the principle of scientific management. That is Principle of Management Chapter 2, and this is part 2 of our class. Now we are going to study the Taylor's contribution. So Taylor has given different kind of principle and scientific way of taking decision compared to Henry Fayol. He has done a lot of experimentation while he is doing work with Bethlehem Steel Company and other companies, right? So the first thing is evolution of management and thought. Just this is not in your syllabus, this is just for the understanding. Traditional approach, this is rule of thumb method, etc. These are the things they have come up with, right? So he has studied that thing. Then comes the scientific management. That means Taylor introduced scientific data driven management. We will study in this part. Then modern management, then comes the integration of human relation, and they are coming up with a different kind of thing or thought process rather, which you think about the employee as well as the management. Now F.W. Taylor, that is called father of scientific management. Winslow Taylor was an American mechanical engineer. Both were engineer. He was mining engineer. Taylor is mechanical engineer, and he has worked on the different stages of the management. He has started as a shop floor manager, right? So he has worked from the factory, and that is why you will see that whatever the management activity or the management principle he has given, those are most related to the assembly line still being used in car manufacturing, etc., right? And he rose to chief engineer at the Midwell Steel Company. So he has done from starting to the end point of the management. But if you take Henry Fayol, he has started right from the top, and then that is why he has observed more compared to the experimentation. The key work is principle of scientific management, right? So he's tried to increase the productivity of the employee, how the employee can be satisfied, how their work can be in a scientific manner, right? So this is more technical in nature compared to Henry Fayol, right? Chali, what are the four principles of scientific management? The first is science, not rule of thumb. That means science rule of thumb says you should not do any kind of work on the basis of past experience, guesswork, etc. Rather, everything should be done on the basis of scientific method, right? And that should decided previously before doing that, right? So replaces, in this principle he replaces traditional intuitive habits, guesswork, etc. Rather he come up with time, motion, study, etc. These are the scientific things he is taking into, and then standardize the tool of doing the work. That means standardize time, standardize product, etc., quality. So that is the way he is coming up with in this principle. That means all in all, if you have to write the definition, science not rule of thumb says that as per Mr. Frederick Winslow Taylor, the work in the organization should not be done on the basis of pure guesswork and the experience or whatever the experience you have in the past. Rather, it should have been planned previously, and everything should be having a previous plan. On the basis of that, we have standards set for everything, and we have methods set for everything to perform, and that is the way we should work. We should not work only the pure guesswork, rather we should work on the scientific method and the techniques. That is called science, not rule of thumb. Okay, this is the first principle which has been given by Mr. Taylor. The second one is harmony, not discord. This principle says bring in cooperation between the employee and the management, and the worker should be given benefit which has been arised by the management. That means whatever the profit you are making in the business, that should also be distributed among the employees. You should always share your gain with the employees. So all in all, it says that seek elimination of traditional adversarial relationship between the manager and the workforce. जैसे पहले से होता था कि employee, the manager are not liking the employee, employees are not liking the manager, so this should be abolished. Rather, we should come with the mental revolution where each party is coming up for the benefit of each other and recognize that the need is for both of them, and whatever profit happens, that should be distributed between both the parties, right? So gain should be shared with the employees as well. Then comes the cooperation, not individualism. Cooperation, not individualism. So previously what happens, the management and the employee have a different mindset. The management says the employees are coming here only just for the sake of money and they don't want to work. At the same time, employee says they are working all the things in the organization, and whatever the profit are happening, they are taken by the management. So this mindset should be changed. Why so? Because both the party are the integral part of the business. Unless and until we have employee, we cannot manufacture or generate the services, and unless management is there, we don't have the capital to be invested, even we don't have the mental things like strategy, the policy, etc. So both parties are the integral part of the business. We should have a mental revolution wherein management should understand that employees are important for the business. At the same time, employees should always understand that it is not like that managers are taking all the profit, etc. Rather, we should change the attitude of both the parties, right? And we should have the mental revolution. A revolution should be there where both the parties should be change their attitude. So this is the fourth principle of management which has been given by the Frederick Winslow Taylor. The fourth one is development of each and every individual to their greatest capacity or efficiency, right? We should train each and every employee so that they can give their 100%. What happens if we have hire any person in the organization, if he just passing the time and taking salary, or if he just making the standard output which has been set for each employee, so he is just spending the time over here, and that is the loss for us. So as a manager, what we can do is select the right person for the right job and train them. There might be some people who can go to the next level and we can get the manager at the low cost. At the same time, there might be some people who are not motivated, but they have the potential to perform better, so we can train them and they can be motivated by training. Okay? And the third person, there are a number of people who are only wasting their time, so we can give the corrective action plan, right, so that they can improve their performance. So this is the way how we have to develop each and every individual to their greatest efficiency. And what happens, there are two part of that. One, the organization will get benefit of these kind of training and the improvement in the employees performance, and the same time employee gets motivated and they feel like that the organization and the management is thinking about us, and they feel motivated, and in the positive mindset they always do better compared to the negative mindset. So these are the benefit of this principle. So these are the principle which has been given under the scientific management by Mr. F.W. Taylor. Now next thing is standardization and simplification. Now we are moving to the scientific techniques. Now Mr. F.W. Taylor has come up with some of the techniques which are called scientific techniques. That means these are the techniques on the basis of that employees work performance can be improved by giving them some kind of training, by removing some kind of unwanted movement from their work, and that is how we can improve upon the production and the productivity. And these are called scientific techniques. The first is standardization and simplification of work. Now, standardization means setting uniform standard for tool, equipment, material, and working condition to ensure consistency. That means when we are having the factory or the production work, what we can do is we can have the standard tool for each and every one. We should have decided, we should have method which should be better for the organization, and that should be used by every worker. The condition of the working condition or the working environment should be consistent for all the employees, so that they feel motivated. Yes, each and every one of us is working in the same working environment, and the quality of the work should have the standardized quality should be standardized. That means just say we have different kind of, you must be have the Reynolds span, like, right? Every Reynolds span is similar. Why so? Because the company has given a specific standard that this is the way, this would be the length, this would be the breadth, this would be the color, this much of the ink would be put into the refill, and that is how the product is manufactured. That is called standardization. When you are making the least accepted quality of a product or the process, that is called standardization, right? So this is one of the scientific technique which has been given by Mr. F.W. Taylor. Then comes the simplification. Simplification means we should eliminate unnecessary product varieties or to reduce cost or improve quality and increase efficiency in the production. Now, Mr. Taylor is very strong supporter of increasing the productivity, and he always don't mind to reduce the different kind of product. Let's say we are manufacturing 10 products. He says rather than in production producing the 10 product, rather produce only 7 product, but the cost should be less and the quality should be greater compared to the competitors, right? And the efficiency, and there should be some kind of movement, there should be some kind of movement which should be avoided while we are having the production in place, and that is how we are making the process and the production simplify, and that increases the productivity of each employee and the department. So this is one of the techniques which is called scientific technique, right? Then move to the other, functional foremanship and differential piece based system. This is functional foremanship is very important. Functional foremanship is a technique in which the production is divided into two parts, right? The one is planning, right? The other one is execution or the production. Execution or production, right? The first thing is, I'm repeating it again, functional foremanship says when we are producing anything, the work should be divided into two parts. The one is planning, the other one is production, right? And we have 4 people who are looking after planning, we will have 4 people who are looking after production. And what who those 4 people are? They are the specialized people of their work and giving order to one employee, right? And they are specialized people, and they are giving expert advice to this employee. At the same time, production, we have 4 supervisors who are expert in their work and specialize in their work, and they are giving order or guidance to the employee. So ultimately one employee is getting order from 8 different people. So this process is called functional foremanship. Now this is for understanding. Now what is the definition? Functional foremanship is a scientific technique in which work is divided into two-part, planning and production, wherein 4 people look after planning and 4 people look after production, and these 8 people give expert advice to the employee to perform their task. That is called functional foremanship. Now we have four people and they have different name. In planning department we have route clerk, instruction clerk. Route clerk is deciding how the work should be going. अगर आपने देखा होगा जैसे एक कार आपकी जाती है, ठीक है, उस पे पहले यहाँ पे अगर वो पहले असेंबली लाइन में जाती है तो यहाँ पे उस पे आपके टायर फिक्स होते हैं। नेक्स्ट लेवल पे ये आपका मान लो फर्स्ट है, सेकंड में वहाँ पे वायरिंग आपकी होती है, थर्ड में आपकी मान लो पॉलिशिंग होती है, फोर्थ में आपका इंजन सेट होता है, ठीक है। दिस इज द वे द रूट क्लर्क डिसाइड द रूट, राइट। देन द इंस्ट्रक्शन कार्ड क्लर्क, ये अपने कार्ड में इंस्ट्रक्शन देता है दैट व्हाट टू बी डन एंड हाउ इज टू बी डन। देन टाइम क्लर्क, व्हाट इज द टाइम टू परफॉर्म ए सर्टेन टाइम, दैट इज यू हैव द कॉस्ट एंड टाइम क्लर्क, दैट मीन्स यहाँ पे आपका टर्न अराउंड टाइम एंड कॉस्ट कंट्रोल किया जाता है। देन द डिसिप्लिनेरियन, यहाँ पे आपका डिसिप्लिन कंट्रोल किया जाता है। एवरीबडी इज वर्किंग इन ए प्रॉपर वे, रूल्स रेगुलेशन आर बीइंग फॉर्म्ड and they are complied with. Whenever there is interval or you have lunch, then you can go for the lunch or the break, then you have to come back after a certain time. So all these things are being look after this fellow. Then you have execution, or we can say the production department, right? And they have speed boss, what is the speed of the work and that you have to finish up their work. Then the gang boss, what would be the team and how they will be working. Repair boss, if anything happens to your tools and your machinery, he will be the person responsible. Then the inspector, he will see whether you are doing the work or not, whether the work is being done according to the set standard or not. So all in all, four people are here and four people are here who are looking after one employee. And this is one of the difference between the Henry Fayol, which says unity of command, and this says 8 people are giving order to the different people. Yes, this is contradictory in nature, but one thing here, this is a factory level position, right? At factory level you are requiring a cost clerk or a repair boss, right, or a disciplinarian. But at the top level, like let's say sales department, production department or marketing department, the managers are there. You don't require these kind of people. That is where the one person should be there to give the orders. So you have different mindset when you are giving the principle of management. Now differential piece wage system. Now differential piece wage system says the salary of the employee should be given according to the standard output if they are producing, ठीक है। सो एवरी एम्प्लॉय शुड बी गिवन अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर प्रोडक्शन, उनके प्रोडक्शन के अकॉर्डिंग ही उनको देना चाहिए। सो व्हाट हैपेंस इन दिस, so I'm giving the definition. The differential piece wage system says the employees should be given according to their production. If they are producing according to the standard output, they should be given standard salary. If they are going above that, they should be given bonus. If they are producing less than that standard output, they should be given punishment in terms of financial payouts, right? This is called differential piece wage system. Now how this is being done, let's say 10, you are a garment manufacturing shirt, 10 is the standard which has been set. If somebody, and per shirt rate is 20 rupees, right? If somebody is producing standard, so he will get 20 rupees per shirt, that is 200 for the day. If somebody is producing 15 shirt, so it says 21 rupees per shirt should be given. So that means you are giving bonus. So 21 means 15, 5, 1, 315. That means his piece wage rate has been increased from 20 to 21. So in next 5 units he is being getting more. So total salary would be more. But if somebody is producing less than that, let's say 8, so he would be getting 15 rupees per piece. That means he is getting only 120 rupees. So this is the thing piece wage system says. If somebody is producing less, his per unit price would be 15, less than standard, that is 20. 5 rupees he is getting punishment. If somebody is producing more than that, that means he is getting 5 rupees bonus per unit. So this is called differential piece based system, right? Then comes more scientific techniques, and that is related to the work. The first thing is time study. Time study means Mr. F.W. Taylor has suggested whatever work we are doing, we should study what a normal person takes time. That is called standard time, right? जैसे आपकी क्लास में एक बच्चा होगा जो 90% लाता है, हमेशा एक बच्चा होता है जो जस्ट पास होता है 33% से, but there should be most of the people who are average, and let's say average is around 60%, right? So हमने क्या किया, we will find that what is the who is the person who is maximum capable of doing the things and how much time does he take. ठीक है, 10 minutes let's say. And who is the more lethargic, or who is the slowest one who is taking time, let's say 30 minutes. And what is the average time taken by all the employee, let's say 15 minutes. So what we will do is, in time study we will find the standard time to perform a certain task, and that time is given as TAT, turnaround time, for each and every employee, right? He can do more production, he can do less production, but the standard time is this. So standard, in time study we find out the standard time to perform a certain task, right? On the basis of that the salary is fixed. Then comes the motion study. Motion study में Mr. F.W. Taylor ने क्या किया, he see to the employees what they are doing, what is the body movement, what is the movement they are going for production, right? So the motion study is the study in which all non-productive or those motion which are not required for production are eliminated to increase the efficiency. Like मैंने आपको कहा, if the car is coming here to fix the tire, and what happens, let's say the employee is standing over here and his tools are there. So what he has to do is he has to go there, pick up the tool and fix the tire, and then keep the tool over here. So this is unwarranted motion. So what he suggested, that this toolbox should be come around here along with the employee, so that he took the tool and he fixed the tire and the car goes to the next stage. So this is the unwanted movement in the motion study he eliminated. So this is called motion study, wherein body movements and other movement of the productions are studied and unwanted movements are eliminated from the production process to increase the productivity. This is called motion study. Then comes the fatigue study. Fatigue study क्या होता है? Fatigue study is done to find out after how much time the employee should be given the break, or what should be the frequency of break. What happens when you are using the one thing? Let's take the example, you are going to the gym. So what happens, let's say you are having the exercise for the biceps. So what happens when you take the exercise, you are taking the 15 reps, and then you take the break. Your coach says, okay, take the break for 1 and 2 minutes, then again go for the 15, then again take a break of 1 minute or 2 minutes, then again go for the 15, then take a break and then go for the 15, right? Why we are taking the break in between? Because the muscles which are being used for that particular exercise, they becomes tired, right? And there is a fatigue for that. You cannot go on for the exercise again and again. So what happens, you take the rest, you rejuvenate your strength, and you start it over again. Same thing happens with the mind. अगर आपने देखा होगा in your school, you take 4 periods, right, and you study in that, and then you have a break of 20 minutes or 30 minutes, then you go for another 4 period, and then you go to your home. So there is a break for the students, and that is why you have the lunch or you get rejuvenated for the next period. So this is called fatigue study, under which Mr. F.W. Taylor has studied that how much should be the rest interval and what should be the frequency to reduce the workers fatigue and maintain the consistent productivity. क्योंकि अगर आप थक जाएंगे तो your productivity will go down, but if you rejuvenate yourself after a period or a break, then again you will produce with the same quantity. So this is called fatigue study, right? One more is there, I think it is missing here. Method study. So there is method study as well. Method study. Method. What is method? First you have to understand the method. Method is a way to perform a certain task, right? Method is a way to perform a certain task. You might be having different way to perform a certain task, right? So what you can do is you can study that which method is beneficial to your organization and you select that, right? So he is saying before you are going for the production or everybody is taking the different method, rather you should go observe and find out which method is beneficial for your organization and productive, and give this method to each and every employee and select this method. So this is called method study, wherein best method is selected to perform a certain task, right? This is called method study. So these are the 4 study which has been given in the scientific management by Mr. F.W. Taylor. Now benefit and criticism of Taylor. Taylor की कुछ criticism भी होती हैं. Now what are the benefit? It always increase the productivity and efficiency because his core concentration of experimentation is productivity and efficiency, right? Reduce wastage of resources. So obviously he is concentrating on productivity and less wastage of resources. Scientific selection and training of workers is the one of the thing he is thinking of. Then wage of efficient workers. So give higher salary to the efficient people and give lesser salary to the people who are less efficient, so that they become over a period of time more efficient. Then improve quality of production. But criticism क्या होती है? He is treated workers like machine. It's not like that. People are working like machine and every person have a different capacity to work on, and that would be totally unacceptable. When the people are doing the same work, they should be given the different kind of salary. Ignore human needs. So he is completely ignoring human needs, rather he is treating people like machine. Monotonous and repetitive work. He is dividing the work in the very smaller part and giving the one work to the one person. So the person doing small activity but in a number of times, so that becomes monotonous over a period of time. Exploitative. The benefit went to the owners, because what happens, he is treating the people like machine and he is trying to get maximum out of employee, and obviously the profit and maximum productivity goes to the management, right? Functional foremanship created confusion. Some people say it not require the 8 people are giving order to one employee. This is one of the thing. Wherein people are not agree with him that 8 people should give order to one person, because that will bring chaos in the factory or the organization, right? And did not account for social and psychological factor at all. He is only looking at the people, how they are working, what are the motion, what is the best method, how the productivity can be increased, how the wastage of resources can be decreased. He is not giving at all on any psychological factor emphasis, right? He is not giving any kind of emphasis on the psychological factor of the people. So that is why some of the people are not satisfied with some of his principle. Now Taylor versus Fuel, a brief contrast. Now we will right from the beginning, right? Not only for their work, we can say Taylor, he is a US person, he is from France, French person. He is the mining engineer, he was mechanical engineer. Focused on shop floor. Shop floor means factory level, If you don't remember the shop floor management, then you can write factory management, right? He focused on top management because he started from the top, he started from the factory level, right? His principles are called scientific management, whereas Fayol's principle are called general principle of management or administrative management, because he is looking from the top, so he has given the general principle of management. Taylor's principle are related to worker level efficiency, right? Whereas Fayol's principle are related to the organization efficiency. Taylor has given 4 principles, whereas Fayol has given 14 principles. US, I told you that he has France origin. He was very technical in nature. That is why scientific principles are called principle of management given by Fayol. He is administrative in nature because he has started from the top of the organization. So he is administrative person. That is why his all the theories which has been given in the general principle of management, that is called administrative approach. So this is what the difference in between. But even then they are quite similar when management of people are there. Now, key distinction: Taylor focused on worker level efficiency at the factory level. Fayol focused on overall growth of the management and the organization. So this is the thing. Shop floor management, this is the word associated with shop floor or scientific management, and this is general management, right? Related to Mr. Henry Fayol. Both approaches related to management, and you can take benefit out of that by studying, right? So this complete our second chapter. In the next class we will meet and we will discuss chapter number 3, that is business environment. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.